first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. They start the drive with Cook. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Here's Cook again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Well, let's face it, that's just a helpless feeling for a running back there. He's looking up to find a hole, and all he finds is a whole lot of ticked-off linebacker.
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. They go play action. Cousins. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. So on 4th down, Ryan Wright on to punt for Minnesota. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Bears take over.
At their own 37-yard line.
The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at their own 37. To throw is Fields. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. This defense for the Vikings, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
They'll leave it for Montgomery complete. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee. And that means 4th down. Now on 4th and inches, they're going to want to talk this over. We get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Montgomery, they'll run for it. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. He needed less than a foot. He didn't get a whole lot more than that, but he did get the first down.
Well, he and his offensive line created enough push where if he was able to just fall forward as he was able to there, that would pick up the first down. As you noted, didn't need a whole lot, didn't get much more than that.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches. The Vikings 40.
On second down, Montgomery. Room here to run. The 20, 10, and he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
Touchdown, Chicago.
Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. They got it done.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we wondered just how good is this team? They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
Looking to throw on second down. Cousins. They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Running with Montgomery from the pistol. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll go option to the short side. Touchdown, Chicago! Justin Fields, 34 yards. And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now 14-0.
Bears 14, Vikings nothing. Jason Myers set to kick off.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they are right at the 500 mark on the year and got there with a victory a week ago.
And I think right now I put myself in the shoes of the head coach and say, all right, time to reset a little bit. And I don't give my team a win one for the giver speech. But I do say, look, we haven't played our best football yet. But we are at 500, and we're still in it. Let's try and string a few of these victories together, and we're capable of doing so.
From the 29, Cousins swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. Now Cousins. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Throwing, Cousins. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they had lost 2 in a row prior to getting the open week last weekend, so potentially a chance for them to get away for a bit, heal up, and come back strong.
That's what the hope is anyway, because you're going to find out now with your team, are you still focused on being the best you can be for the rest of the season with the things going the way they have earlier this year?
To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Well, give them credit for trying, but there's no fooling the defense with that call. They were reading run, and they set up to stuff the run and then executed.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. One play action, Fields. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Really nice pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week. And a good story on that. He said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw it on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you didn't know, I'll just go ahead and claim the award, right? And everything that goes along with it. But the reason he...
And the 3rd interception thrown by Cousins. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14, Vikings, nothing.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. And some room to roam now. And he's going to be taken out of bounds, but not before he gets this all the way down to the 10. 109 yards. As he has been tough to stop here this first half. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. Fields. That's caught by Waller out left side. So nothing doing there, and that'll make it 2nd and goal.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Fields. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Was it Darius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground?
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Now Fields on 3rd and goal. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that one went out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be getting rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
First down. Here's Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down. Now Cousins. Eluding the pressure right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. To throw is Cousins. Under pressure, they got him again. Robert Quinn in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
And he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. They're going to look to throw. Got an open man finding Jefferson. Touchdown, Vikings! Justin Jefferson. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point hurt the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away.
Velus Jones now from his end zone.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for... There he goes, right side. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Fields now to throw. He'll find Jones again, complete. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Complete to Davis Jones. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 33-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Fields leaving it with Montgomery here on the option. And not much running room. Down to the 32. He could muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. They find some open field here. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. David Montgomery with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Myers connects on the PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
Partners, a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. A 1st down throw for Cousins. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Good defensive call right there because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. That is caught by Thielen. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
They'll throw again. Cousins. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Cousins to throw it. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Sammy Watkins in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he will bring this down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is indeed good, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, and believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them, too.
Throwing on second down. Fields. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked by Cameron Bynum. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7. Cousins now. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him. Find him.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Cousins again.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
And his kick is good. And that'll bring him back within 4. Whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't third down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the first down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now it's Fields. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Montgomery. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. First down, here's the run to Montgomery. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Offense looked a little bit discouraged after that play, shaking their heads a bit, looking at each other. I think they thought they'd get a lot more out of that call. Sometimes you do get the running lane you want. And other times, the defensive front, they just break up the play before it can get going.
Caught by Jones. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 43. A nice gain of 21 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43. Montgomery back to the ground. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now Fields. Flushed out right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. To throw is Fields. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And following that punt, which turned out as well as it possibly could have, this offense has 99 yards. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Eddie Jackson picks it, and they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Vikings 20.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Fair catch. Later, 25 yards. The Vikings take over first and 10.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. Now Cousins. Cook makes the catch on the out route. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They'll get 15 and a Vikings 1st down. Throwing, Cousins. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A good pickup there, 22. And there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run with Cook. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was, and when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
Now they send a man in motion right. Cousins will try and throw. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone.
Jones on the return. The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And they string that play out nicely. He's stopped before he can turn upfield. No gain, 2nd down. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So after after the run for no gain. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Fields. He gets this to Jones over the middle. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
And that's called winning at the point of attack, isn't it? Right there at the line of scrimmage. I know he's a little bummed out now. He doesn't get credit for a tackle for a loss, but no gain, his guys will take that.
And speaking of winning, to be as cheesy as we can, he was the winner of the NFC Defensive Player of the Week award from last week. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter, give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Left side, got Jones. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. You hate to swing to the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away and trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. And this is caught by Watkins. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. And they got to go thank the guys on D.
First down, here's Cousins. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Robert Quinn picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. To try again after the sack. Cousins. It's complete to Cook. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A gain of 28 yards there and give them the 1st down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. 44 yards.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of. And, in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of. Trying to engineer a 4th quarter comeback. And he hits a big one right there.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and goal with this game still hanging in the balance. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll run for it with Cook, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, and the Vikings put together a 4th quarter drive to take the lead. And put an extra point up and through, and that will make this a 4-point game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. The last series for a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Fields. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late-game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
For the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
He'll find Jones again, complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So 8 yards on the completion there, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. Here's Fields. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The Bears on the move. They've got another 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now Fields. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
All eyes on Fields. And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings have just about sewn up this football game. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because We've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Well, that'll bring up fourth. They had the 8-yard gain on first down, but unable to do much from there.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And here's Ryan Wright now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Take it all the way down and just take the delay. Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. And here's Ryan Wright now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Here's Jones on the return. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner, although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for Minnesota, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they drop back to 500 now at 4